depths of ancient Egypt, where the golden sands whispered secrets of gods and pharaohs, a young apprentice scribe named Amara found herself at crossroads between a tyrant who raised her and a divine future that would change the course of her entire life. The Temple of Thoth, in the city of Thebes, was considered the god of wisdom and writing. It had been her home since she was a child. Orphaned by a plague, she was taken in by the high priest, Anen, who saw potential in her keen mind and steady hand. Without her parents, she felt lonely and took guidance from Anen as she grew up. Anen took care of her, but he was known to be an authoritative high priest, who wanted not only the control of the temple but also power, even if it was at the cost of people that were close to him. Amara grew up fearing Anen, but did not have the courage to find her own path, and she made her work everything. Amara's life was one of ink and papyrus, her days filled with the meticulous recording of temple activities, religious texts, and healing practices. Amara's fascination with healing began innocuously. One evening, while copying medical texts, she noticed patterns in the prescriptions and remedies. Her curiosity piqued. She began to experiment with herbs and potions, testing their effects on herself and the temple animals. Her efforts were secret, for in this time, women healers were rare and often scorned. Yet, the results were undeniable. Cuts healed faster, fevers broke, and ailments that had persisted were cured. Amara realized she had a gift, but also a burden. She wanted to learn and practice freely but feared that Anen would banish her, so she helped and healed the animals that were sick or injured, without anyone finding out. One night, while she was deep in study, a soft voice interrupted her thoughts. A soft whisper calling out her name.
Amara.
Startled, she looked around, but the scriptorium was empty. She returned to her work, only for the voice to call her name again.
Amara.
This time, she saw a faint glow emanating from a corner of the room. As she approached, the light coalesced into the figure of a woman, radiant and ethereal. Amara asked, her voice trembling.
Who are you?
I am Neith, goddess of wisdom and healing. You have been chosen, Amara. The power to heal flows through you. I want you to use your gifts wisely, and you must be careful. There are those who would fear your gift and seek to control it.
Amara fell to her knees.
Why me?
You have a pure heart and mind of a healer. Use your gifts to help those in need. But do so in secret for now. Trust in your abilities, and I will guide you.
As the vision faded, Amara felt a warmth spread through her body. She shuddered. She could feel the power pumping through her veins. Her mind was baffled. Did she really just meet the goddess, or was her mind playing tricks? As she sat in pure wonder, her heart racing, and she felt as if she was coming alive. Her hands glowed an ethereal white light. As she looked at her hands in pure amazement, she knew everything that she felt was real. She resolved to heed Neith's warning and began to help the sick and poor in secret, slipping away from the temple at night to tend to those in need. Soon the word of a mysterious healer spread through the city of Thebes. People spoke of miraculous recoveries and whispered prayers of thanks to the unknown benefactor. Amara took solace in their gratitude, but she knew she had to be cautious. Anen, the high priest, was a jealous and ambitious man. If he discovered her secret, he would surely seek to exploit or destroy her. One evening, as she was preparing to leave the temple, Amara overheard a conversation between Anen and another priest, his voice full of contempt.
This healer is a threat. We cannot allow anyone to undermine the authority of the temple. Find out who it is and bring them to me."
Amara's heart raced. She wasn't sure how long she would continue hiding. She donned a simple cloak that hid her face and slipped into the night, her mind racing with thoughts of how to protect herself and those she helped. She made her way to a small, decrepit house at the edge of the city. Inside, a woman lay on a straw mat, her face pale and sweat-soaked.
"Please, help my mother."
A young boy pleaded, his eyes wide with fear. Amara knelt beside the woman and placed her hands on her forehead. She closed her eyes and focused, feeling the warmth of Neith's power flow through her. The woman's breathing steadied, and her fever broke. The boy's eyes filled with tears of gratitude.
"Thank you, healer. We are very grateful."
Amara smiled under the cloak and left quietly, her heart heavy with the knowledge of the danger she faced. As she walked back to the temple, she felt a presence beside her.
You are doing well, Amara, but you must be cautious. Anen is closing in.
Neith's voice echoed in her mind. Days turned into weeks, and Amara continued her secret work, always mindful of the danger. One evening, as she was tending to a wounded soldier in a hidden alley, she heard footsteps approaching. She quickly finished her work and slipped into the shadows, her heart pounding. 2 temple guards appeared, their torches casting flickering light on the walls.
"The high priest wants this healer found. Keep searching."
Amara held her breath, waiting until they passed before making her way back to the temple. She knew she couldn't keep this up forever. She needed a plan. That night, as she sat in her small chamber, she felt Neith's presence again.
Amara, the time has come to reveal your true self, but do so wisely. There are those who will stand by you.
Amara pondered Neith's words. Who could she trust? She thought of Kemet, a fellow scribe and a friend. He was kind and open-minded, often speaking out against the rigid traditions of the temple. She decided to confide in him. The next day, she approached Kemet during their break.
Kemet, I need to speak with you. In private.
Kemet's eyebrows raised in surprise, but he nodded. They made their way to a secluded corner of the temple gardens.
"What is it, Amara?"
Taking a deep breath, Amara told him everything. Her healing abilities, the guidance from Neith, and the danger she was in. Kemet listened intently, his eyes wide with astonishment.
"Amara, this is incredible. You have a gift. We must find a way to protect you."
Anen is searching for me. If he finds out, he'll destroy me.
We will need allies. There are others in the city who believe in change, who are tired of the temple's oppression. We can gather them, create a network to protect you and those you help.
Amara nodded, feeling a glimmer of hope. Over the next few weeks, Kemet and Amara worked discreetly, reaching out to trusted individuals in the city. They found support among merchants, scholars, and even some disillusioned temple priests. Together, they formed a network to aid Amara in her healing work and protect her from Anen's wrath. One night, as Amara was tending to a sick child, she felt a sudden chill. She turned to see Anen standing in the doorway, flanked by temple guards. His eyes blazed with anger.
"So, you are the healer. I should have known."
Amara stood tall, her heart pounding.
I am, and I will not stop helping those in need.
Anen stepped forward, his face twisted in rage.
You dare defy the temple? You will pay for this insolence. I have taken care of you since you were a child, and you have been defying the rules right under my nose.
Amara could feel his anger turning into rage as Anen marched towards her, but she stood strong, struggling to keep up a brave front. Her heart was racing, and she tried to hide her trembling hands. She put all her strength into keeping her feet grounded. She was ready to fight this battle, even if her insides were trembling. As Anen was about to grab her arm, Kemet and several other allies appeared, blocking his path.
Anen, your tyranny ends here. The people of Thebes deserve better.
You think you can challenge me? The temple's power is absolute.
As tensions escalated, Anen refused to back down. A bright light filled the room. It was time for divine intervention. Neith appeared, her presence commanding and serene.
Anen, your time has come. The people will no longer live in fear. Amara's gift is a blessing, not a curse.
Anen's face paled as he fell to his knees.
Oh goddess, forgive me! I want to repent!
Even though Anen was selfish, he always believed in divine power and did not have the courage to fight with the goddess herself. Neith turned to Amara.
You have done well, my child. Continue your work openly and trust in your allies. The path ahead will be difficult, but you are not alone.
With that, Neith vanished, leaving a stunned silence in her wake. Anen was taken out of the temple, forced to retreat, and the temple began to transform. Amara's healing abilities were embraced, and she was able to help even more people without fear. As the years passed, Amara's reputation grew. She became a respected healer and advisor, her wisdom sought by many. The city of Thebes thrived under a new era of compassion and enlightenment, guided by the principles of healing and wisdom. Amara never forgot the guidance of Neith or the support of her friends. She continued her work, always striving to make the world a better place. And in the quiet moments, when the stars shone bright over the desert sands, she felt the presence of the goddess, a reminder of the hidden healer's journey and the power of one person to change the world. The once secret healer became a symbol of hope and resilience, her story passed down through generations. Amara's name was spoken with reverence, not just as a healer, but as a beacon of light in a time of darkness. Her legacy lived on, a testament to the enduring power of courage, compassion, and the divine guidance that had led her to her destiny. In the grand tapestry of ancient Egypt, Amara's thread was one of brilliance and transformation, woven with the golden strands of her hidden talent and the wisdom of the gods. And so, the hidden healer's tale became an eternal part of the land's rich and vibrant history, a story of how one young woman, with the heart of a healer and the spirit of a goddess, brought hope and healing to a world in need.